The sound that stopped him was not the clatter of dishes or the hum of the refrigerator, but a quiet, desperate rustling in the dark, the kind of sound hunger makes when it tries not to be heard. Keanu Reeves stood frozen at the edge of his kitchen, late-night city light spilling across the marble floor, as he watched a small shadow move carefully toward the trash bin, thin shoulders trembling, hands shaking as they searched for what others had thrown away. In that moment, the world he thought he understood cracked open, and what he saw inside would change more than one life forever. If you believe in kindness, in second chances, and in the quiet power of doing the right thing when no one is watching, take a moment right now to like this video, comment your thoughts, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to our channel Bright Hearts, because stories like this remind us of who we can be at our best. Keanu had always valued silence. After long days of work, travel, and the constant weight of being known by millions, his home was the one place where the noise of the world fell away. That night, he had returned later than usual, his mind heavy with the familiar mix of gratitude and loneliness that followed him like a shadow. He moved through the house without turning on many lights, carrying the calm of routine with him, until something felt wrong. The kitchen, usually immaculate, carried a presence it should not have had. A presence small, fragile, and afraid. As his eyes adjusted, he saw her clearly. The maid's daughter, no more than 10 or 11, crouched near the counter, her cheeks hollow, her clothes slightly too big, her hair pulled back in a tired knot. She held a half-eaten container with both hands as if it might disappear, her eyes darting toward every sound, her body trained by fear to expect punishment. The maid, a woman named Elena, had worked for him for over a year. She was quiet, diligent, and carried herself with the careful humility of. In those seconds, Keanu's mind raced through memories he rarely allowed himself to revisit. He remembered being young, uncertain, watching his own mother work tirelessly, understanding early what it meant to feel one step away from instability. He remembered the ache of not knowing if tomorrow would be safe. Standing there, he did not see a trespasser. He saw himself, years ago, standing on the edge of something fragile. He felt the weight of what his reaction could mean. A raised voice could become a scar. A harsh rule could become a lifelong wound. Kindness, on the other hand, could become a turning point. The girl began to tremble, her hands instinctively lifting as if to shield herself from words she expected to hurt. Keanu did not speak right away. He moved slowly, deliberately, kneeling so he was not towering over her fear. His presence softened the room instead of tightening it. He gestured gently toward the table, encouraging her to sit, and then he opened the refrigerator fully, letting the light pour out, revealing shelves that were never empty. He placed fresh food on the counter, not as charity, but as something obvious, something that should have been offered long before. The girl hesitated, confusion warring with hunger, until she finally sat, her small frame barely reaching the edge of the chair. Elena rushed in moments later, drawn by the sound she had feared all along. Her face drained of color when she saw her daughter, the food, and Keanu kneeling beside the table. Years of exhaustion and shame collapsed into a single instant. She began to apologize, her body folding inward as if bracing for the loss of her job, the loss of stability, the loss of dignity. She explained without being asked that money had been tight, that prices had gone up, that she skipped meals so her daughter could eat, that pride had kept her silent.